Hi, I'm Narayan, and we are on a trip to see some major temples of Tamil Nadu. These are Shiv temples. One of them is in the southernmost tip of Andhra, Kalahasti, and the rest of the four are in Tamil Nadu. About 10 hours drive to get to the first location, the first temple, which is Kalahasti. From there, we will be going in order to Kanchipuram, then Tiruvannamalai, then Chidambaram, and finally Thiruvannaikavan near Trichy. So this would take us about 5 or 6 days. So we've just begun our journey on a Sunday morning, and we'll be reaching Tirupati, which is near Kalahasti, just because it's got some better hotels, we heard, and it's just 1 hour from Kalahasti. What is so special about these Pancha Bhoota Sthalams? Pancha, of course, is 5. Bhuta refers to the elements, and sthalams are, of course, places of holy places of worship. Shiva is represented in different forms, representing different elements in each of these temples. For example, in Kalahasti, Shiva is in the form of air. In Kanchipuram, Shiva is in the form of earth. In Tiruvannamalai, Shiva is in the form of fire. At Chidambaram, ether or sky or space. And finally, in Thiruvannaikaval, which is on the banks of the Kaveri, Shiva represents the element of water. The ancient Chinese also believed in 5 elements, although their elements were slightly different. They had the same water, fire and earth, but instead of space and air, they had metal and wood. Just waiting outside at 6 o'clock in the morning. We've taken the hotel cab so that we don't need to worry about parking. They're saying that it's about 1 hour from Tirupati to Kalahasti. So we should be there by roughly 7 o'clock. We have parked our car in the parking lot, which is quite ample. There is an office here that sells the tickets. This is the first of our Pancha Bhoota Sthalams. Below me, you can see Kalahasti temple. Here, Shiva's element is air, and the lingam inside is also known as Vayu Linga. I am standing at a nearby mount, and as you can see, I have already been here. No camera or mobile phone is allowed inside, even in the outer periphery. So this is a nice vantage point from Kannappan's temple, Shiva's faithful devotee. The one that we went to is right here in the center of the frame, gate number 4 as they called it. There are 3 courtyards or praharas all around the temple. The outermost one contains the shrine of Lord Vishveshwara. The second prahara contains, among other things, the shrine of Ganapati, which most people miss. And there is also a hall created by King Krishnadevaraya, who was a great Shiv Bhakt and who came all the way down to worship at this temple specifically. The innermost prahara, of course, contains Lord Shiva, known here as Lord Srikalahasteeswara. It's a very beautiful temple. This is the steps leading up to Kannappan's temple. So who was Kannappan? The Kalahasti temple has its share of beautiful little stories, lovely legends. Kannappan was a hunter. His name was Tinna, when it must have been a much simpler, wilder place, and he used to worship the Shiva idol here every day. And he used to offer a raw meat to the Shiva idol every day without fail. Not just that, he also used to carry water from the nearby river in his mouth and then transfer it to the idol. Now, Tinna one day happened to notice that the idol's eye was bleeding, even though it was a stone idol. It is said that Shiva was testing the devotion of his devotee, Tinna, the hunter. Without hesitation, carved out his own eye and replaced the bleeding eye. And when he placed his own eye there, the bleeding stopped. The Lord immediately gave his darshan to him and blessed him with moksha. And therefore, even the sanctum sanctorum, the innermost part of the temple, right next to the idol of Shiva, there is only one other statue inside that place, which is Kannappan's. And therefore, that's why you see Kannappan's statue up the steps, that people now coming to the Kalahasti temple, most people do pray to Kannappan. Yes, Tinna became Kannappan because Kann in Tamil means the eye. So he is no longer known as Tinna, he is known as Kannappan, the ardent devotee of Shiva. That's the temple on top. The other thing that is fascinating, that is very interesting about what you can see inside the innermost sanctum is a very small enclosed space, and there is a lamp that is there, but still the flame of which still flickers. Even though it is an enclosed space, you see that the lamp flickers as though there is a breeze blowing. It's meant to be symbolic of the element air. Brigade restaurant, part of a hotel where you can stay. So it's basically idli and vada for me. Simple and nice. Besides being a Shiva temple, also has a shrine for Rahu Ketu, which are considered as part of the planets in the Hindu system of beliefs. And it's unusual that Rahu and Ketu have their shrine in a temple. The Rahu Ketu puja is done every day between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. every 1 hour. So if you are able to buy the tickets at the counter, then you'll be able to probably wait for an hour or so and then get into a separate mandap or hall and get it performed. In this temple, it is believed that you should see Parvati, who's here known as Jnaneshwari. You must view her and Shiv. Actually, in the order of, you should see the Shiva Linga first, the Vayu Linga, and then the Parvati, a shrine. And then you're supposed to leave the temple without looking back. It's important that you don't do that. That's the belief. It's supposed to be bad luck. I had to briefly turn back when we left because in the crowd I was worried about where my wife was. I suppose that's understandable and forgivable. We've ordered an Andhra meal for each. So let's see how that goes. So we've got a nice Andhra's meal, simple. There's a rice plate next door and there's a person who's going to be serving us, no doubt, some pudis and some ghee. And here we have some curry, bhaji, we've got dal, we've got rasam, we've got dal and sambar, I think. Maybe 2 pints of sambar. There's some curd. There's a fried papad. There's a lot of rice. Over here there's a lot of pudi. There's ghee, there's pickle, of course. This is Andhra, so you're going to get salt. And this, is that the gongura? I think it's gongura chutney. It's outstanding, like she said. Really outstanding. Okay, that was good. That was a very good lunch. Extremely simple. Just rice, dal and a few items. We even bought a half kg packets of the podi as well as the gongura pickle, which they don't have in a ready-made form. But if you want it, they go to the back end, the kitchen, and they pack it for you. So it's not a branded product or anything. It's just very cute, very homemade. They go and get you the plastic bags that have been just freshly packed from whatever it is that they've been serving you on the table. You get exactly that. So lovely lunch. Now we are on the way to Kanchipuram. It's past lunchtime and we should be there by about 4 o'clock. It's about 2.5 hours of drive to Kanchipuram. We'll have a relaxed evening. And then from tomorrow, we'll start on our journey again to bring you the second of the Pancha Bhoota Sthalams, Kanchipuram. So that's our day 1 and we have visited Kalahasti. Thank you for joining us and tomorrow we'll be at Kanchipuram. Till then, see you, and if you're driving, drive safe. Bye.